Today, we're looking at a major escalation inside Yemen involving the Saudi-led coalition and the Southern Transitional Council, the STC. And it all centers around a series of pre-emptive airstrikes carried out in the southern Dhale Governorate. According to the Saudi-led coalition, these strikes were launched at around 4 a.m. local time, or 01 GMT. They say the target was a mobilized STC force, including armored vehicles, heavy weapons, and munitions, allegedly assembled by STC leader Aidarous al-Zubaidi. The coalition claims this force departed Aden around midnight and that the strikes were carried out to prevent further escalation. This came after al-Zubaidi failed to board a scheduled flight from Aden to Riyadh on January 6th. He had been due to take part in talks aimed at resolving tensions between the STC and Yemen's internationally recognized government. Instead, the coalition says he fled to an unknown location and began mobilizing forces. In response, Rashad al-Alimi, head of Yemen's Presidential Leadership Council, announced that al-Zubaidi had been removed from the council on charges of high treason. He was also referred to the Attorney General for investigation. But the STC is pushing back. In a statement, the group denied the claims, saying al-Zubaidi was still in Aden overseeing military and security operations. They also said they'd lost contact with their delegation already in Riyadh and urged Saudi Arabia to stop the strikes. Reports suggest the coalition carried out around 15 airstrikes in total. To understand why this matters, we need to look at the bigger picture. The STC was originally allied with the Saudi-backed government against the Houthi rebels in the north. But in December 2025, the STC launched an offensive to push for southern independence, capturing large areas, including Hadramaut and Mahra provinces, which border Saudi Arabia and make up almost half of Yemen's landmass. The group has long been backed by the United Arab Emirates. But Saudi Arabia's response has intensified. In late December, Saudi forces struck the port of Mukalla, targeting what they said was a UAE-linked weapon shipment. Soon after, the UAE announced the end of its counter-terrorism mission in Yemen, effectively withdrawing troops. That withdrawal weakened the STC on the ground, and Saudi-backed government forces began retaking territory. By early January, the STC had agreed to attend talks in Riyadh, but al-Zubaidi's no-show and the alleged troop mobilization triggered the latest escalation. Now, some online voices have described Saudi actions as aggressive, even saying the kingdom is on a spree against the STC. But there is no verified evidence that Saudi Arabia is systematically targeting STC leaders for assassination. So far, these strikes appear to focus on military assets and positions. Al-Zubaidi himself is not reported dead and remains a central figure, whether in hiding or in Aden, depending on the source. So, is the STC finished? The answer is no. The group still controls territory, still issues statements, and still engages in diplomacy. But its position has weakened, losing provincial control, losing troop support, and now losing a seat at the top of Yemen's Leadership Council all represent major blows. What happens next depends largely on Saudi strategy, STC resilience, and whether negotiations resume. But one thing is clear: this latest escalation risks deepening divisions within the anti-Houthi coalition and reshaping the balance of power across southern Yemen.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.